So, good afternoon, everyone. Today, we are going to have a short orientation for the Train the Trainer program for technology-based tools. Mainly, we are looking at MS Office as a toolbox, how we can use that. We will focus on that. And I'll talk about why and all that. Initially, for 10-15 minutes, I will just talk about how we can leverage technology for our students. Then we'll go a little bit into our course and what it will have, and also talk about, there'll be a demonstration. Saravanan will be supporting me with demonstrating what kind of things you will be learning. Yeah. So, uh, like you were saying, you're a parent, Kalyani, you're also a parent, right? And Rajni, would you like to say hi and tell us who you are? There's Mangala who's coming in. I think also a parent. I know her from the ASI group. So this, whatever we're going to teach is a skill for yourself. And if you're running an organization and you're a teacher, then also it will help you to create customized content for a particular student or something like that. How this content came about is, I am a mother. Basically, I'm from an IT background also. Till my son was 2.5, I was working abroad in an IT firm. And then once he was diagnosed, I was spending a lot of time with him. I qualified myself, etc. He was not an easy child, even in spite of early intervention and all that, he still had a lot of motor issues as well as, um, you know, uh, to keep his attention sustained, I had to work around his interests and abilities. He could attend mainstream till he was in grade 5, then till grade 7 also he was in the mainstream in the resource room. But after that, it was tough for him because of his issues. But I continued his learning journey, because, and this, I think technology was a big enabler for him. He does not speak, but he types to communicate. And he is an artist, he's a co author of a book. In fact, this year in the UN World Autism Awareness Day, he is in the panel discussion. So, non-speaking does not mean non-thinking or not, or they are less intelligent, so that is the basis on which a lot of my work has been. So I started this not-for-profit Amaze Charitable Trust about more than 13, 14 years ago, because I felt at that point there was very less awareness about using technology as a tool. Now, of course, I think people are more aware. I think, and we also are in an age where we have AI. I just, as I was waiting for this session, I told ChatGPT, generate a worksheet for me where I can sort vegetables and groceries. And it gave me an Excel worksheet. I can share that like in 2 seconds. Okay. So, whatever we are sharing now, maybe AI can also help you do. But it may not be as customized as what we can do. We can use that as a template, and then we will still need to customize it for our children. Um, this approach, uh, I have to say thank you to two people. One is my son, who was is a very intelligent young man, but a difficult person to engage and, make him sit and do things at this age, whatever age you're talking, 12 and all that. Till 10, 12, it was okay. The advent of teenage said that, Abhi to I will do what I like. So I used to design the lessons around what he likes. Like if he was, one day he said, I only want to talk about pizza. So we took pizza, we took the, shape, he likes art also. So we drew pizza on his on MS Paint. We took the ingredients, we did shopping, so we did money with pizza, we did nutritive value with pizza, we did fractions with pizza. So pizza only. So I would say, we're talking about pizza only. So, but that sustained his interest, that approach, he was really interested in what we were doing rather than a very academic approach. So that was one, as a person, he made me think of different ways of, you know, sustaining his learning journey. So that I have to thank him. And the other idea of using, because, if I introduce an app to him, for example, for maths, within a couple of days, he will finish the doing all the stages of that app. And then you can't, why do you want to repeat? Suppose it's an app that teaches addition and you finish all the sums. Do you want to repeat it 100 times? So the app thing is okay. I'm saying initially to bring the child interested in some basic skills, we can use apps. But as they are growing and it is such a curated thing, where will I find such worksheets around pizza, for example, that I shared? I had to create them, right? And the idea of using MS Word, MS Office tools, that they are so rich in tools, came from, I have to give credit to a program called Prayas. I was a part of it. I'm part of Autism Society of India, one of the founders, and we had a program where we did like a lab. It was called Prayas Lab, where we tried to use iPad and computer, whatever tools are there, to teach children and see whether it jump started their learning, and it was very successful. So some of the ideas that we can create custom content which will supplement the learning of the child came from there. So that is the introduction. And Saravanan, of course, he's been with Amaze for now more than 10, 11 years. He also has a science background, but is a very not, teachers are usually credited with being patient, but he's also very creative. He's patient and creative. So a lot of the content ideas are from him also. So giving credit to him and my entire team, who have been there for some time. Some of them are still not there, but a lot of ideas are from many people. So we are sharing those ideas with you through this course, which is going to be over 4 weeks. But then in the live class, we will be demonstrating. There'll be a little bit of a theory that I talk about the concept itself. I mean, early academics, what it involves, what should be there, and then how to link it and create worksheets with around a particular concept or around like a lesson. Suppose there's a science lesson. How do you then create worksheets for that? If the child is going to a regular school, you need that. And our experience from that comes from our Daksh program, where we had after school children used to come. After COVID, we have not restarted that program offline. Online, still we support some students through this. But earlier we had or like in person, they used to come after school. So a lot of them, whatever syllabus they are following, they may be in 10th, they may be in 6th, in second standard. We will take whatever is difficult for them, create academic lessons for them in this method. So it worked for them. It worked for the older. We have a AMEA program where we have older 16 plus kids. They finished whatever, either they finished schooling or some of them could not complete school like my son, but they still need to learn. What do they need to learn? They need to learn life skills. They need to learn social skills. They need to learn, something to engage themselves. They need to learn some, functional maths. So those things became a basis and we started teaching them using this methodology. So they do the practical thing, but the literacy part is also, you'll find a vocational center which teaches cooking, for example. But we are connecting that cooking to learn reading, writing, and maths. That is where we are different. And to computer literacy. So three goals are achieved out of one shot. And that is the unique methodology that we are going to share with you, okay, through the course. Now I can go on and on. Saravanan, if you want to say something, you can please say something. In the meantime, I'm going to share my screen. A brief presentation I'll just go through. I want to say hello, Saravanan.
Yeah. So good afternoon, parents and teachers. Hi, hi to everyone.
So basically, I'm going to talk a little bit about how technology helps, which I already have done, and how we can connect learning, literacy, and creativity all together, as well as our methodology, which I briefly again talked about, and what is the objective and outcome of this workshop, and the software requirements that you need to have to do this course. So, this is an open discussion also. Why should we use assistive technology for autism? AT is assistive technology. So, by definition, technology is not only computers, technology is not only phones. Technology is anything that helps us. Even a pen is technology. Otherwise, we would have to write with our fingers, right? Or a quill or something. So, anything that makes life simpler, more efficient. A chair is technology, a headphone is technology, and all these are technology. So, why should we use it for autism? Any ideas or any sharing that you'd like to do, that how it helped your child? Because for my child it was a game changer. I can go on about it, but I'd like to hear from you guys.
Uh, So in my case, I would say I got to know my child that he's able to, like, say, for example, started using tablet, downloading games and started playing games and all those stuff. That
Mhm.
time I started understanding that, like, I did not have to teach him. He was able to do
Mhm.
it once or twice he saw me. So
Yeah, yeah,
technology, through technology, I understood that there is an intelligence inside him. It's not only what I teach him, down then only he's learning.
yeah.
He just quickly adapted that downloading and playing games
Mhm.
like a pro. So
Yeah.
that way we were able to gauge. Okay. So
So that's something they find it very easy to use. Especially the new gen kids, they're born with a device in their hand or something. I'm still struggling. People tell me you should post on Instagram. I'm old, so I'm still struggling with all that. But the kids are so aware. That's right. And it's so easy for them to use. So why not use it to teach them, rather than just let them play games? I mean, let them play games also. But yeah. And there is a lot, like, there's also this whole thing that, about screen time, about, not allowing the child. I agree that, if hours and hours and hours, whether neurodivergent or neurotypical youngster is on the device with no supervision, with no goal, they're just scrolling, or they're just playing a game, or they're just watching repeated content, then I do think that is very harmful. But if we are going to be there to mediate, facilitate with the child, to make it, some learning, at least some part of it, and then they get to do what they like to do for a little while, maybe half an hour, or a couple, 1 hour a day, they allow them to play their game or watch their content or whatever. But if 3 4 hours they are going to spend on the computer and it's a learning exercise, even we don't spend 3 4 hours. No, Saravanan, in a day we just take 2 or 3 sessions on the computer maximum, and that itself is such a game changer for them. One may be connected to communication, the other may be connected to literacy, and then maybe they learn to create some worksheets, or they learn to create some content. These are the kind of sessions we take for our youngsters. So in that 3 or 4 hours, it's not going to help them, because they are learning, because they are not ready to sit and learn in the traditional way in a classroom full of children, or they're not ready to write, or whatever be the reason. We have students who have completed their 10th also, who come to us, and this is a game changer for them, because they're finally connecting the functional things. I mean, especially our program, which we call Life Skills to Literacy, we offer it online also. The courses start in June. I think some parents are here who have attended that. Shiba, you're there, right? So later on, they can share the feedback about that,
Yes,
where
ma'am. Yes.
it has helped. Can you briefly share how it's helped your son? Yeah, tell.
Yeah, with Yajit, as you know, like he's always was always a visual learner. So with this courses, he was able to, like, for example, recently we took this culinary course. So he was able to, after learning the particular recipe for a sandwich or a salad, we were able to make the same thing in the kitchen. So, as ma'am is talking about using it in real life and then connecting back with academics. So, yeah, this is how it helped. And with money concept also, with mathematics, I think with Sarvana sir, we have taken one course for maths. Then social skills also we have taken, especially when Yajit was having his pubertal issues coming up. So to teach him uh, how to be like the difference between public and private activities and all those, like all through visually and using the technology, it helped us a lot. So yeah,
So
this is how.
since what I hear you say is having the content visually and then interactively doing the worksheets, etc., helped him to keep the, understand and keep the content with him and apply in the real life better.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah.
I also know that Yajat does have some amount of motor challenge. It also helped, right? Technology to give his responses, to plan his answers better is what I used to feel like. From I've seen him progress from even hesitating to answer to really confidently answering in the class. So we do have a group session, and that session also helps with group skills.
Yeah,
So
so
but that
as coming back to the teachers, as the set of teachers ma'am is having, Sarvana sir is there, Manisha ma'am is there. So they really encourage the children to speak up and to give answers. They give fair chance to everyone. So that also encourages a lot. And of course, Yajit was very confident in speaking in the
yeah.
class.
So basically, inclusion became possible because our online classes have multi level children, age wise, also motor capability wise, speech wise, even cognition wise. So, they are all able to be in the same class and follow the same content. It's because of that technology thread. We are give everyone a fair chance because we believe everybody has an answer. Only the way they need to give it may be different. Somebody may type it, somebody may say it, somebody may use Avas to say it. So the response mode doesn't limit the person's learning. And like she said, technology has multimodal, different modes are there. And if I just go to this, I don't know if I have a slide here. I think I don't. I just kept it as an open thing. So it is multimodal. Also, it's visual, like she said, and you can go back to it. It's not like a oral learning. They can go back to it. They can review it. You can, for example, a PowerPoint, you can save it as a video. So if they like watching videos, you can just put it like a video, whatever it is that they want to have to learn. Suppose it is something like having to press the brakes on the cycle. It's a very functional skill, and the child may not be doing it. Show them the video of the brake pressing a few times before they go out cycling, and they reinforce it, and then have a worksheet which says why one needs to follow traffic rules or why one needs to press the brake, what happens when you don't. So you have a presentation about it, and so this will reinforce rather than you repeatedly saying, oh, you have to press the brake, you have to do this, you don't have to do this, why are you not doing it, how many times do I tell you this. All that can be cut off. All the noise can be cut off. It really spirals into a positive thing. So it addresses all these things, the sensory motor issues that the child has, the communication language, the issues that the child may have, and the social behavioral issues the child may have can be addressed. Otherwise, we talk about them having all these sitting, attention, not being motivated about the content. I talked about my son not being motivated about content, not listening, difficulty in switching between things. So if you have this maths class and then you have an English class and then you have a science class, they're not able to take all that content in. Here you can integrate all that into one worksheet or one central theme. We really, in the third week, we will talk about how you can create themes around whatever they like and then build your learning around that. We will be telling you about that. So that way. So we also look at what are all the difficulties they may have, why they are not processing language. Are they able to, what you're speaking, like I said, goes into the air. So they may not have a memory of it because they don't have a referential point. But when a visual thing is introduced, they can connect it to the visual. Yeah. And how often is it introduced? So, like I said, you can repeatedly, instead of seeing the game or the video, they can see this a few times a day, 4 or 5 times, whatever, brushing sequence. They're not brushing. They can see it like a PPT few times a day. And also we can represent it in the way they find it easy. Like somebody may be okay with a photograph. Somebody needs a photograph of themselves. Somebody needs a photograph of their favorite actor doing that particular thing. So you can have the representation varied according to your child. You don't need to have it in the standard way. So this all will help them to pay more attention. Once you have more attention, there is more retention. And so then they can retrieve it. It goes into their long-term memory. They can retrieve. Also, when we are connecting it to something, first this, then that, cause and effect also comes in, planning, sequencing comes in. Even if they have speech hearing difficulties, technology will help to reach that, circumvent that issue. And also, if they cannot write, also they can type, right? So we are saying anything goes as long as you're learning. Any way we will reach your brain because we believe you have a competent and intelligent brain, and which will learn in some way or the other. And we also ensure many a time we find children have learned. They've learned ABCD, 1, 2, 3, 4. They've learned cat, bat, mat. They've learned science. Sab kuch ratta maar ke in Hindi we say, by rote. But they do not understand what they have. We have students who have finished 10th standard by rote and they don't know what they are reading. They don't know what is the meaning of that. And they're not, then after 10th, what do? When they have to go into, say, a data, even data entry job, and there is a red line under the word they have typed. Imagine they have typed, they're supposed to type salt, SALT, and they have typed SANT. Now it will suggest many things. So SAN, so SAND it can suggest, SALT it can suggest. So in that context, it's they're typing a recipe. They they should know that I should choose SALT and not SAND, even through the suggestions or the autocorrect, right? Nowadays it's easy. You have autocorrect, you have suggestions. But I need to have the comprehension to know in this context which word I should type or say. So it's very important to make it understandable to them also. It's not only about ABCD or spelling. It is about making it understandable, meaningful to them. That is when the connections are made. So, like I was looking for the slide earlier, but like I said, it helps with the attention because of the multisensorial approach. Yeah, just mom talked about visual, but there could be a child who's auditory. Then you can add a voice, button for each thing if they need auditory. All right. Then it also provides, sensory stimulation, feedback, and it makes it more functional. Productivity means makes them do something quicker, faster, in a more efficient way is what is productivity. So they're able to communicate better, they're able to read and write, they can read a menu, for example, they can read this is gents or ladies' toilet when they go to the mall. These are all functional skills. They're able to get up in the morning. There's an alarm that goes, they're able to look at the alarm and says, oh, this alarm says I should now brush my teeth on their phone, and they okay brush their teeth. So all these kind of things are called productivity skills, and they're able to use it with lesser prompts, and lesser supervision is also important. We keep prompting our children, right, all the time, do this, do this, do this, do that. Through technology, what has happened is they start prompting us. I have my son who prompts us all the time because on his avas he is telling, giving instructions to me. So it is important. So technology, like I said, does not mean only computers, but when you're talking about assistive technology, it could be any thing like this that helps them. Maybe a color coded keyboard or a touch screen or a timer or adapted mouse or a pen. All this is technology, and I would suggest if you're working with a younger child and they're, for example, having difficulty with the regular mouse or difficulty with the regular keyboard or difficulty even looking down, and they need, they're better with touch, like um, Bhavna was saying, the kid is just, able to operate a mobile through touch very easily. Then a touch screen works better than a regular, keyboarded laptop. So look at what is the adaptations you want to do. Sometimes, little mid-tech, meaning there is some learning to happen. But suppose they can't speak, like my son can't speak, so he uses some software that will speak whatever he types, that is called text to speech, TTS. Or using a talking calculator, or sometimes children pay more attention to a broader screen, then you can project it on a big TV screen or a projector. So they learn better. You don't have to restrict to this screen that we are looking at now and say later on they can come to this. I'm just saying initially, just to get their attention, think about all this. Of course, eventually we want them to use high tech, computers, tablets, phones, for example. Have one device for everything would be the ideal at the end of the day, like all of us. We have everything on our phone, right? Even our wallet has entered our phone now. So that is the goal for our children. All right. Also, ensure that when you're teaching of technology, not only with technology, everything is connected. Process based means everything is connected to some process they are experiencing. With cooking, like Yajat's mother was saying, it's a life process. So then the worksheets for cooking are also connected to money, measurement, volume. They're also connected to time, calendar, which day, which menu do I use. Connect it all the time. I'm using food example because most of our children are foodies, but it could be any interest they have. Some are very interested in music. They know a lot of information about songs, music directors, movies, actors. We can use all that also. And using visuals like pictures, photographs, etc. helps demonstrate, do experiments versus just talking and explaining. Use a lot of diagrams and flow charts, mind maps, word webs. These are easy to create with technology. So we don't need to spend too much effort. And when we are doing, even in the notebook, to use color coding, circling, highlighting, sight words, all this helps. So, like I said, our literacy to life, we call it life skills to literacy program. We basically use, MS Office tools, mainly MS Word, PowerPoint, and Paint, and Excel we use for the maths program. And it's based like I said, I started off based on the program running at Prayas, but we have that was just basic academics, 0 till 6, 7 years only they targeted. We've gone beyond that. We've mapped it to academic content. We mapped it to life skills content. We mapped it to creativity, graphics content. So it's from there, but not just limited to that. So we're looking at create, like if you see this worksheet is talking about dosa idli, which is we are from Tamil Nadu, so that's a very common food. So if you're from, say you're from Gujarat, then you can say dokla and whatever tepla over there, rather than dosa idli. So they are still learning DOSA or THEPLA. It does not have to be CAKE all the time, is what we're trying to say. Similarly, the math content is connected to the Indian uh, currencies, which is also very limited in India. The content, which is even if you look at apps, there are very few apps that are in Indian currency. So we are parallelly looking not at literacy goals, learning literacy, MS Office goals, also are our targets. So every worksheet has a different tool that we tell. So everything is not typing or matching or sorting. We're looking at mouse skills initially. So there will be a lot of drag and drop or clicking on the answer. Then we are looking at the whole toolbar we will try to cover. And we will be giving you a checklist also at the end of the course, which will help you to map, okay, my child knows all these tools. So he knows drag and drop, he knows to draw a line, he knows to cut, copy, paste, but he doesn't know, for example, to create a, say, example, format a shape. So then your worksheet, which is the content you want to teach that day, may be something relating to social skills, say, identifying many emotions is your lesson. But the other goal is formatting the shape. So your worksheet we can combine those two goals. So you will have a few pictures maybe of different emotions, and then you will have the words there. You'll tell you format the box that is the correct answer for this. Yeah. So you're combining the MS Office skill along with the learning skill and your social skill. So three goals. Every worksheet for minimum is working on three goals at the same time. So you're saving a lot of time. You don't have to teach it separately. All right. So when we look at digital literacy, we're saying all these skills, MS Office, as well as navigation and mouse, typing is a part of it. So typing doesn't become a separate skill. It's not like ASDF typing or ABCD typing. They are typing words. And as they type dosa, idli, tepla, and dhokla, they are able to know the position of the letters, know where to use caps, where to use punctuation, and they know the typing skills. It's not rocket science. Also, we introduce a lot of internet skills, graphics, right? So usually for reading, we are looking at matching the pictures to words, reading common words, knowing the function feature class of these words, filling the blanks. All this will teach you how to create such worksheets. Yeah, whether it be basic academic content or thematic content. Also how to, spell, create worksheets for spelling, creating worksheets for sentence creation, using the common connector words, and also for maths, how to create that. These two will be part of the first workshop, as well as the third one, the literacy goals. The math goals will be part of the second week, the second session, which is on the first session is on March 14th, this Saturday. And then 28th, we'll be looking at the math skills, how to create basic level and the functional maths also. All right. And then the third week, we look at more functional literacy. So how to, if the child is not learning academic way, then how to use it in the functional way. So what is the vocabulary? What are the areas we can use to, uh, create? And we'll also cover thematic learning. And we will share a little samples of our life skills, so literacy program, social skills area, like culinary skills area, how to create the worksheets. Also, we will look at creativity through MS Paint. We'll start with MS Paint. So in MS Paint, we'll look at how to create worksheets for basic visual perception, how to use auto shapes, how to fill patterns, complete patterns, how to create your own graphics, how to create your own, imaginary things. Also, through Word, PowerPoint, what are the other creative things you can do? How can we create a poster or flyer? Paint 3D, how can we use? How can we edit photos, collages? Use Canva, for example, to create some basic, videos or presentations or GIFs or animations. So you can see that all these outcomes are covered. Whether it is life skills or social skills, they are able to create. You will be able to create content that helps the child to reach a particular life skill or social skill or academic skills. If you're targeting, you can create worksheets for that. Or you're only looking at them becoming better with their spelling, vocabulary, reading, typing. You can look at those goals. Or you can look at just, them learning digital literacy skills. And I said or, but I actually mean and. So if the child needs all of that, then you can create one worksheet that will cover all these goals. So the benefit is it focuses on skills. Worksheets can be interconnected because the brain, doesn't store things like a list. The brain stores things like a map. So to one concept, when you link many concepts, then it is able to process and retrieve it better, apply it better in the practical area. So that is what we are using in these interconnected worksheets. And you can map it to some customized content for your child or student. And you can reuse. Once you have a template, we'll be sharing more than 200 sample templates for you. You can just use those templates and create content for yourself, or you can be more creative. And suppose you created something with a lot of effort, same thing you can use, right, for the next concept, You just have to change the picture, wording, etc., and the skill that you are going to target for the child. So it's not, initially, it may be a bit of learning for you, but later on, it's very easy, yeah, to create content. You agree, Saravanan? It doesn't take long now for you to create content because you're doing it for so many years. And this jumpstarts the learning of the child. That is the benefit. Child may have a big gap. He may be 12 years old or 15 years old, but his learning level may be at 6, 7, or 8. You can bridge that gap very quickly through these worksheets. So whether you're aiming at NIOS, like you said, or some exam related thing, also you can achieve this. And we will be sharing in the third week, we will share academic lessons of the higher grade, how to teach, create worksheets rather, and how to create worksheets around a thematic content. So the software you will necessarily, this is compulsory, okay? You need to have a Windows machine, yeah, a laptop or a PC. You need to have MS Office 2016 or higher. This doesn't work on Google Sheets. So it's not enough if you have a Google account and try to create on that. Our does not have our methodology doesn't work on that. For the graphics, you need to have MS Paint Classic. Basically, in the latest Windows 11, you get MS Paint, which is not the classic version. So you may need to download the classic version. It's slightly older but has more features. That's why we like it. And that we will tell you how to download. You will need to create a Canva account, which if you have a Gmail, you can connect it to a Canva account. And you'll need to have Zoom on the laptop to attend our lessons. So on the laptop, because then only we can make it an interactive session. We'll allow you to live create something along with us. So just like for our children, we make it very practical. For you guys also, we will make it very practical. So if there are 10 of you in the class, each will get a chance to try out something live also. All right. So these are the things that you need, right? And we can take some quick questions now if you have. Otherwise, Saravanan will demonstrate actually what, sample of our worksheets and what we will teach you how to create it, how we'll teach you.
Ma'am, I think maybe sir will address that question. So I was going through your video which you had shared from the last year. In that a feature I was able to see developer bolke. So from
Yeah.
where I will get
He
that?
will show you a
Yeah.
demo now, but you
Okay.
will really learn it in the class. You join the course, no? Then we will teach you in detail. Okay.
Okay, ma'am. Yeah.
Yeah, he can show you now. I mean, I think that's one of the demos he has, how to create a drop-down box. And for that, you need developer tool. Every MS Office comes with a developer tool. It will be hidden. Maybe you can show Saravanan how to
Yeah.
make it, show on the tab.
Okay.
So I think we'll go to Saravanan's demo, and then if you have questions, keep them with you or type them in the chat box, and we'll address at the end.
Yeah. So good afternoon, parents and teachers. So start the demo session. I'll start a simple worksheets first. Okay. So whenever we are creating a worksheet, we are giving the specific instruction on the top of the worksheet. So it is in the header. So the instruction is in the header. So the particular tool or the skill to learn the child, it is mentioned on the header tool. Okay. So this is the text box insert table we are using. So here we need to go insert, and so first we need to click here and go to the table and make the table 2 into 3 like that, and make the table little bigger. So here we are teaching the fruits. So when you click on the worksheet, it has a drop down box. If you click on the arrow key, it has a clue. So we need to fix it. So there are 6 fruits here. Okay, so all the fruits names are mentioned on the button, the drop down button. Okay, so we are creating only one button for all the fruits. Okay, the child is clicking on the button, then choose a fruit name from that. Okay, so how we are creating the content? So few content I am ready to teach you, but it takes a time. Some difficult content we are teaching in the course only. Okay, we just trying to show every samples, but okay. So here we need to click the design and click the page boss or border. Okay, so page border is here. Sorry, table border is here, and we need to click on all borders. So the table look like this. Here we need to insert the picture. So go to insert, and we have an online picture boxes here. For example, so we can see the pineapple, and then click insert. So whatever you feel good, you can insert. So after coming the picture also, we need to resize the picture. So go to the corner or edge of the picture, then resize the picture size. till the box size. Sometimes the picture needs to crop also. So go here and click on the crop and crop the picture. And then see, we cannot move the picture. See, when we move, it goes to the edge of the box. So what we need to do, click on the picture, go to the wrap text and click on the tight. Now the picture, we can fix it any place of the box. Okay. So likewise, we need to add some more picture. Tell me one fruit name. Anyone tell me fruit name apart from this?
Sir, strawberry.
Okay. So now we have a strawberry picture. So click on the picture and click on insert. So the picture is not coming to the screen.
So depending on the child, you can take a realistic looking picture or a cut strawberry picture, or you can take the first picture also, which is like a drawing of a strawberry. Whatever works for that particular child, you see. That's what I mean by representation being very customized.
Okay, so now I add two pictures. So we need to give the drop down box for that. Okay, so go here, and this is the developer tool. So it is initially it's not here. We need to add it.
How do we add? Just show, no? You go to file and
so click on
properties.
File, go to options, and then go here to the customize ribbon. Then go to the right side of the box. We can see the developer tool here. So earlier it is not tick. The tick is not here. So we need to click on that. Then you need to click on OK.
Then that tab will show. And you will also have the developer tool.
Sir, can you show it again, please? Sorry.
You can see it in the video, Shiba, because this is not a class. This is a demo.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So now we need to add a drop down box for that. So you go here. The third one after the tick, the second one is a drop down box. So when you click on that, the drop down box is coming. Here you need to click on and then click on properties. Then we need to add. What do you need to add? So some fruits we need to add, right? For example, maybe I can add the word amla. And then what's the next one? Strawberry.
Let's just have 3 for demo purpose.
So pineapple. Now I add the word pineapple here. So now I click on. Okay. Then finally I just click on OK. So when I click that, it shows the 3 options. Okay. The amla is there, strawberry is there, pineapple is there. So when you create dates, you can easily copy and you can paste it. You can easily use that. Here you can add an amla picture here. You can use the same box. You can use it on the box.
So again, this is the advantage of your own worksheet, because somebody else may say amla, we say nellikai, somebody may say gooseberry. So whatever word that you use with your child, you can create it there. That is why we say customization works. Got it? So we will be giving you more training in the workshop, how to create these drop-down boxes, how to do various kind of worksheets. We're just showing you some samples.
Okay. So this is the drag and drop worksheet. So living and non-living. So already I'm showing how to insert the picture. I'm showing, right? The same thing we need to do with the help of online picture, or you can go to the Google and copy the image and paste it on the page. Okay. Then here you can use the tag, wrap text and type so that you can fix it anywhere of the worksheet. Okay. Then here we are adding a box to type the answer. So how to add a box? Go to insert and click on shape and click on the rectangular box. You can add the box here. So once you draw the box, we can see the design. So a lot of designs is here. From the design, you can choose any design from that and you can type it. So you just type it. So is the font is okay or is the letter size is okay? You can fix it. So if you want this kind of font, you can go here. If you want writing type of font, you go here. And normally we are using the Comic Sans fonts, almost like our writing. Okay. Then we can move the fix the size of the font also. So we can fix the size. Almost 26 I am using here. So based on the child, we can use the small letters or a big letters or a bold type of answers. Anything we can use. Yeah. So this is the easily we are inserting the table. So go to the table and there is a 2 into 2 table. Okay. And make the box little bigger. The first row is a very simple one. See, living and non-living we are typing, right? So this is the space is enough to type the living and non-living, but the content we need to make it big. Okay. After this also we can give the colorful template for the table also. See. So anything we can give.
This is very simple and basic if you're just starting with your child. We can move on to something.
Okay, so now I show the spelling related worksheet. For example, here, it is a PPT. So earlier I'm showing the 2 worksheets from the Word, MS Word. This one is the PPT worksheet. So here is also the same like the insert and shapes. Here I'm using the call out tool I'm using. So this is the call out tool we can take from the insert shapes. And the letters also I can fix it on the some cube design. So here you can go here and click on the cube. Just draw the cube here. Okay. And we can give the design for it also. Okay. So now the cube comes in the design. Okay. If you want to create the word in a 4 letters, we can use 4 letters. I just make a control and drag. I get the copy and paste. Or you can use the control C or control V. That is also copy and paste. So here you can give the letters in different places. For example, here you can just imagine it's a board picture is on the left side. So I need to type the letter in a different position. So the B is very small, right? I need to increase the size. Okay, and then bold. So if I use this, so initially it shows the big small letter, right? So now I can use the box. Now no need to change for every letters. Initially it comes in a small letter, right? So after editing the first box and then I make a copy and paste. So all the box comes in the same type of font and same size. Okay, so what the child is need to do? So here the child is arranging the letters. You consider like a board picture on the left side. Okay, child is arranging the letters like that.
So we will teach you how to create a worksheet like this. We'll also share some sample templates so you don't have to re-engineer everything from scratch. Many of the things you can reuse our worksheets itself, but at least you'll know the purpose and how to edit it at least to your content.
For example, this is a counting worksheet. So we are creating in a different way, like an app. Okay, so these are 4 choices, right? So the child is need to drag and drop 3 pieces of cake. So what the child, if the child is moving 2 pieces of cake, it going to the backward of the box. Okay, so what the child is
The
doing?
wrong answer makes the cake invisible.
Yeah.
Just
Only the
by
3 things comes in front of the screen.
This
Okay.
is just by a feature, bring to front or bring to back, which is there. If you right click on an image, just using that, we are doing that. So
This is the one we are making, bring front to the text, bring to front we are making. So other things, it goes back.
So simple hacks like that we will teach you. We are just showing you sample of what we teach you. Like I said, today we are just going to show you 10, 12 worksheets. We have thousands of worksheets and hacks.
So like this one is a place value worksheet. Many of the children are struggling in the place value. So how to expand number 18? That means 1, 10 and 8 ones. So there is a block on the right side. So we are fixing one by one on it, overlap. So once we move the one piece also, there is a stake on the right side also. So 1, so that means 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 and 18. Okay, so this way the child can understand the place value. So here, what is how to expand number 6? 0 tens and 6 ones. So no need to move the stake. Okay, so we need to move only the ones unit.
So do you see how it makes it very visual, the learning? And also it's not like an app where, this is standard. The app will make you stop at a particular number. Here the child may make a mistake and then he has a difficulty and you can, work on that in the real life also. Yes, Bhavna.
First of all, I was I was a very thrilled to see that back in front and front and back wala hack. It was genius. So my question is I have not yet started tens or ones with my child. So do I have to give a base before I introduce this kind of template, or we
No,
can just start with a
that's the
template?
fun with technology. I would not start with this, but I would start with very functional things like maybe paying currency which is 10 within 10 rupees, and having 1 rupees to pay with it, or basic life things where you have to have it in groups of 10, anything like
Tangible
maybe
stuff in front of him first.
yeah, their
Not
clothes.
even sheets, worksheets, not
Yeah.
necessary.
No, and you can bring that into worksheet because see, if you're
Okay.
doing so many t-shirts,
Mhm.
you arrange by tens, all the towels or I don't know, whatever you get in the house, spoons,
Hmm.
forks, or
Hmm.
bindi, you arrange by
Hmm.
tens. And then you
Hmm.
make a worksheet with that he'll be able to. The thing is, the experiential memory is there and you connect
Yeah.
it immediately to the cognitive space.
Correct.
So it solidifies it, the connection.
Right.
So if they are
Right.
counting bindis today, make a worksheet with the bindis and say how many, like 10, 10, 10 bindis, how many bindis we use today to make the
Yeah.
sabzi. And then they make
Hmm.
bindi sabzi and eat it. If they like it, they will be happily doing it rather than counting sticks or matchsticks or drawing, a
Yeah.
tally mark
Yeah.
on the paper. We can slowly come to that. This is more
Okay.
like a tally mark on the paper, the worksheet that you saw. I would do
Right.
it with data then if they're not
Oh,
exposed.
okay. Thank you.
Okay, so one more money worksheet I'm showing. So this one I'm
Both
not.
Saravanan and I like maths, so yeah.
Okay, so this is the one we need to play it on the PPT, sorry, slideshow mode, and click on 5 rupees. What happened if the child click on the wrong answer?
So we will teach you how to add all this animation, to your PowerPoint.
So one thing is missing, how to create some sentences based on the worksheet. Yeah. So this is the word map exercise. So what about, we can tell about the mango. There are 3 words we can use the related words with the mango. So one is yellow. Mango is an yellow color. It is a king of fruits. Sometimes it is in a green color also. The raw mango in a green color. Okay. So how to make these kind of worksheets? Here we are using the smart art feature. So this kind of smart art feature is in the here. So based on the smart art feature, we are adding.
So basically, the word map exercise is a word association exercise that leads to sentence making. That's how we progress. Child knows a few words, his vocabulary has increased, but now we want them to make a longer phrase or sentence with it. So how do we bring that in here? That is one goal, but here your goal is to learn how to use smart art to create this. So he has edited the smart art. I think you take a new sheet,
Yeah. So we can add a new sheet slide and then here. And then we can give the word like that. For example, car. So what are the words related to the car? So tell me a few words.
Wheel, transport.
Yeah, so has a wheel. It's a transport. Okay. Okay. So what do we add to that?
I can say Maruti. I can say whatever I like. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe TI.
TA.
Yeah. So now we want them to make sentence with these words.
We can add a sentence like this.
So once you create a template that works for you, you can just, reuse it. The same slide you can copy and make 20, 100 also. Just have to change the words inside.
Yeah. So once you are creating the template, so you can easily copy the slide and make it the new slide. Okay. Or if you feel the words also so difficult, we can add a new words in everything without any delete. We can use this copy and then paste it. So now it has a template. So no need to create again and again.
Then you can insert whatever word you want on each page. All right. And like the original worksheet he was showing, you had an image. So you can add an image also. Yeah. Okay. So we'll be teaching you how to create such a worksheet.
So now we'll go to the paint related worksheets, little bit of the language and the maths also. So maths, for the maths we are using the paint also, we are connecting with the maths. So this is a small table. So we are representing the number with the colors. So we are using the bucket tool for that. For example, we are choosing the same color. So for two we are giving 2 colors, 2 box color. Then for 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so what is the instruction? Shade the boxes for the given number, then circle the bigger number. So which one is the bigger number? You can easily compare 2 and 8. So which one has a more color? That is a big number. So use a oval shape and then circle on it. So through the worksheet, the child is using the bucket tool, the oval shape, the colors, and the counting also. Okay, so many things it involves. So one more worksheet I am just adding. Okay, yeah, volume related worksheet. So how to fill the water? We are usually, when we fill the water, it's fill from the bottom to top, right? So that the numbers also give in the same type of arrangement. Okay, so here is also we are using the same bucket. And what is the color of the water? Like a aqua color I'm using. And here we need to fill up to 500 ml. So 250, 500 ml. So here I need to stop that. Then the small bottle is 300 ml capacity. So I need to give 100, 200, 300. So for example, here 250, 500, 750 ml. So we can easily relate the same thing with the bottle, original bottle. We can easily draw the lines maybe, or the supermarkets and Amazon like also has the same type of bottles. The number written bottle, it is available on the stores also. So we can give this kind of thing and input the volume concept. Okay. So this is the paint worksheet.
If your child likes to work with colors and shapes, then you can create a lot of this sort of paint content for maths. So it's not that you're using graphics only for creativity and only Excel you have to use for maths. You can use anything for anything. And these are tools we have on our computer. Most of us have MS Word. We have access to Canva. We don't want parents or teachers to go buy some more software or app or anything. So that is also the USP of our methodology, that anyone can access and do it.
Okay, so here, so we can use the mathematical calculation without calculator and without any sum to written on the paper. So how to do the sum? We can go here. So there is a example is here. So how to, we need to enter the number to find the answer. Okay. So here we need to use the equal to symbol first. Then what is the first number? That means money in hand. Okay. Money in hand minus cost of the item purchased. That is the thing we need to insert. So equal to, so money in hand equal to 500. That means paid amount. So the item cost is 496. Okay, just we need to enter the, press the enter key, the answer will show on the box. So any calculation we can do it very easily with the help of the formula. So equal to 500 minus 369. That is the item cost. Then press the enter. It will show the number. So what is the balance amount we need to get back? 131 rupees. So here is also we are fixing the header on the top without any moving. That is a free spans we are using, so that the sums only moving. The header is constant. Okay. Right. So one more thing I want to add it. The help of the fresh Excel sheet I am showing. And here I am adding the word calendar. So here we can see lot of templates. Yeah, ma'am, edo solringa.
No. I was just saying very easily with Excel, one can create a calendar. And
Yeah.
that's very important for the child to learn the concept, no? Connected to a schedule, connected to important days. Yeah.
So these are some templates is here. So just click on this and click on create. See, there is a calendar, but it has old numbers, right? So 2020 calendar is here. So we can go here and type the number. What number we need to add? We are changing to 2026. So week start. So when we start, maybe we can fix it. The first day is Monday. So mostly we are using the weekends, right? So Saturday and Sundays or weekends. So that we can fix it on the end of the week. So that here we can start Monday is the first day. So now the 2026 calendar is on our desktop in a very few seconds. See, this is a January calendar. So now check the date. Today is 10th, right? This is a perfect calendar. So this is the way we can easily create. So we can give the color for any specific number, maybe the birthday or any anniversary or any trip or any public holiday. We can easily mention and you can type it. For example, some person's anniversary, you can add it here. So a lot of things we can learn through the concepts, through the technology. This is also like a taste related worksheet. It is also has an animation. So when we click the wrong answer, it shows wrong. So taste of the salt is. So when we click on the wrong answer, it shows wrong. So all the things we can customize easily. Okay, so I think I am explaining MS Word and PPT enough thing.
Little bit of paint and creativity if you all have the time for it. Otherwise, you can also see it from we have shared our older orientation. Some amount of it, we've gone through it. Maybe one or two, Saravanan and paint.
Yeah. This one in the demo, ma'am, or I don't know.
Maybe the parrot you can demo. It's a simple thing.
Okay.
So how to draw a parrot? Just using the auto shapes that is there.
So draw the diamond shape like this, and then add a pentagon shape with that. Okay, then we can add a lightning shape with that. And then we can use a right angle triangle. So this one is a right angle triangle and fix it with the head. And then go here and use the spray. That means airbrush tool. So the fourth one is the airbrush tool. And then I am choosing little more thickness. And the eye is ready. Then I can add a rectangle, one leg and two leg. Okay, and then I can add a small oval shape on the foot. Okay, then I fill the color, green color for other parts, and the orange color for the leg. Sorry, orange color for the leg, and then red color for the beak. And then one more thing, the curve line is missing, so I just add a curve line for the wing and then click. So now the parrot is ready.
So these are some samples from us, but you can, work on your child's creativity. I think this was the beginning. I think 2013-14 is when my son started showing a lot of interest in with auto shapes is where he started creating his own images, his own things, because he didn't have the motor skill to draw. Today he's his art is shown all over the country, and it's some more than the fact that it is recognized. For me, it's a avenue that he willingly engages. He's ready to do these sessions rather than the ones that he is not was not interested in academic sessions, but these graphic sessions he can sit for quite a long time and create. And I think both of them, one of my students, Gokul, and he were commissioned for that Volvo's calendar, such intricate, all their diggers, dumpers, they had to recreate images. And they were willing to work on it. Otherwise, they find other things boring. So that is the thing, that once an interest is there, not everyone is interested or capable in this creative space, but if they are, then this is a very simple tool to harness that, and then they can go to higher level apps or whatever. You don't have to right away invest in Adobe or Corel or something like that.
So this is a way we are creating like a rangoli design with very few colors and the shapes.
And it can also become something like they can start creating, say, a small business where they create like invitations or business cards or brochures or posters for some event, even in the society itself where they are living. Or what the next step is only to monetize it. The first thing is to find something to engage them, and they do it with skill as well. Their ability and their interest is harnessed. So the graphics program is something like that.
So tracing solnumama, that is also in
No,
the
that's okay.
demo,
I
right?
think we can stop here. It's 4:20 almost. If people have questions, we can answer, or specifically if they want to see something, we can show. But otherwise, I think we've shown quite a bit. And so the way it will be is the week 1, March 14th, with 3 hours session, right? First hour, I will talk about what are the basic language skills, literacy skills that we need to work towards. What is that foundation we need to lay? So a little bit of theory will be there. Then we'll move into building worksheets connecting to that, so that you understand, why we are having the worksheets in that particular way. The second week will be similarly for maths, laying the foundation as well as functionally how to bring in the math learning. And then we will connect the worksheets a lot more. So the 3 hours. And we'll also give you some homework so that you can actually practice, come back with your questions, etc. And the third week will be more functional learning, thematic learning, how to build that. So there'll be theory again, and then worksheets connecting to that. How to take one theme, take one recipe or one science concept or one concept, and how to, build worksheets around that to bring in all the other skills. And the last week will be totally focused on graphics and, you know, uh, basic level on MS Paint. And then we'll also demo a little bit on Paint 3D, Canva, all those. PPT also has, PowerPoint has a lot of animation tools that are very useful. So how to create, say, a GIF, things like that. Any questions?
Ma'am, I have a question. Like, will this work on tab, like touchscreen thing? I have never tried PowerPoint on tab.
Uh, the worksheets can work later on tab for sure, because I think Saravanan's laptop is a touchscreen laptop, and
Mm.
you can operate PowerPoint on touchscreen. But when you are creating the worksheets, it may not be that convenient. At least I'm a old school person. I like my
Yeah,
mouse.
I need computer and
Yeah.
mouse and all this.
Yeah. So when you're creating, I have never used only touchscreen and created stuff, but I'm sure it's possible.
Okay. One good thing
But
I
it
want to
has
share.
to. It can't be on a iPad, for example, because the OS is different.
Right.
So
Right.
if you're talking about tab, it has to be a Windows tab.
No, for my son, if I'm
Ah.
creating a worksheet and then putting it,
Yeah,
giving it to
you
him.
can. Yeah, but what does he use?
For games, he used tab.
What tab?
Samsung
That-
Android tab. Android.
It may work because it may be compatible. That Word has to be compatible. Otherwise, some features are not working. If the Word is not compatible, you will
No,
have to
I'm
check
quite.
it out.
I'll try that. I'm quite thrilled actually. Thank you so much, first of all, for this program. Earlier, I have tried, those educational apps and educational websites are there for Max, and he used to just switch off and just go to games. But this is for MS Word, so I have a hope that he will stick on this because there will be no internet. So thank you so much for the program to the team. Okay,
And if
bye.
you're interested, just drop me a WhatsApp and I'll send you the registration form.
I'll do
Because we'll
that.
be
I'll do that.
starting this Saturday. So I need people to register hopefully before Friday to start the WhatsApp group. And then on that, we'll have a WhatsApp group and we'll send the Zoom link and the details over.
Sure, ma'am. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay,
So,
ma'am. Bye,
ma'am,
ma'am.
we are starting the sessions from Saturday, is it? Is
Yeah.
it this?
This Saturday, 14th, 1:30 to 4:30.
But
Every
in the
alternate
flyer, you
Saturday.
have mentioned 27th, right? You mentioned the 27th. 27th was mentioned there.
Have I made a mistake? But this is
I
2014.
don't know, because the thing which you have sent me, it's there like 27th, I could see the
No,
date.
the orientation, if you were watching, then that is the old one.
Okay, because I have received 8
Oh.
sessions starting 27th March 2025. Oh, it was last year's.
Yeah.
Last time.
Oh, okay. I didn't get the new one.
New one
Okay.
I've only shared on the community, the L2L community.
Okay. I'll check there. That's what I remember, like seeing it that it is. So the sessions will be every Saturday, is it?
Saturday, 1:30 to 4:30.
Every Saturday.
Every,
Only
not
one.
every,
Not
alternate.
Mostly alternative stuff.
March 2 Saturdays, 14th and 28th, and April 2 Saturdays, 11th and 25th.
25th.
So it is only on Saturdays, once a week.
Yes.
Is it?
No, once in 2 weeks.
Once in 2 weeks, yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Monthly
that you
2
have time
Saturdays.
to practice. You can, we will also give the recording for the 2 weeks so that you
Okay.
can watch back if you miss
Yeah.
something. And on the beginning of the next session, week 2 onwards, we will discuss any doubts for 15 till all the participants come in. And then at the end also.
Okay. So the timing is 1:30 to 4:30, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Why I'm asking, because he is having a dance class, so I will reschedule that class accordingly. That's why I'm
Only
asking.
for those 4 Saturdays.
That's what, for that 4
Because
Saturdays
we
I'll
thought
reschedule.
before summer vacation, if we do this, then you have time to use this, in the vacation.
Yeah, during the vacations, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, ma'am. So it was very interesting, and
Thank you.
I will be joining the courses.
Right.
So just what I was
message
checking
me.
with the.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Just message me. Yeah.
Yeah. And can I also join your community? How to? It's a WhatsApp group.
So once you join some course, that's when I add that group to the community.
Okay. So
Otherwise,
the rest of the information is fine, is it? I mean, in that flyer.
Which is the flyer you have? Just read it out. It says March 14th and 28th, 2026.
Okay, we can just WhatsApp your number there.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just have to say, hi, I'm interested in the course. I'll send you a form that you fill out, you pay, and then we will add you to a new WhatsApp group for this course alone, whoever's joining here.
Okay.
On that, whenever we'll send the video link, we'll send the, what do you call, the Zoom link for the
Oh.
class itself, everything. On email, we'll send you a link. Once the class is over, we'll send you on email link to the sample worksheets
Okay.
and content, which is on a drive. It will
Okay.
be read only. So you have to download those things and use it on your computer.
Okay. And just one more thing, you had also done one emotions and feelings. I saw the one last year or 2 years back, the video on YouTube. Do you do that also?
We do that as a course.
Okay.
We will show you some sample now, but our content that we have created for our content is a course which is available from June onwards. We will be announcing our courses for which your child can attend along with you and
Okay.
learn.
Okay.
In similar
So,
format, once a week, the class will be for 1 hour plus, and we'll send you 10 worksheets on that concept.
okay.
And through practically doing it and doing the worksheet, the child has to learn the concept.
Okay.
We call
Thank
it
you.
the life skills to literacy, or in short, we call it L2L course.
Okay.
We have 5 topics. Culinary skills is one of them, which she was talking about. Functional maths, social skills, daily living skills, and graphic arts. So
Okay.
5, we have 2 courses, basic level, 8 weeks,
Mhm.
then intermediate level, another 8 weeks.
Okay. Okay. Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
This course is more to train you how to
Yeah.
create worksheets.
Yeah. Because, we can't keep doing apps, as you said.
Yeah.
Keep searching for apps. Okay. Thank you, ma'am.
All right then. Thank you.
Bye,
Thank you
ma'am.
for joining.
Bye.
Thanks, everyone. Bye,
Bye.
everyone. Stopping the recording.